If you have a hot date this weekend and you plan on lying to her about how you've killed Mythic Farak and you are the biggest D in all of World of Warcraft, you're going to need to know this news. Yes, there are a couple things that drop off of Mythic Farak, and they're pretty cool. And these things have all been confirmed at this point. Now that we have a couple guilds killing Mythic Farak. But you can get the Cinders of Companionship. This attunes yourself to be able to change to letting you tame a particular creature. If you're a hunter and you want a pet that looks just like this, and honestly, I think this is really cool that it's in essence a pet that's a trophy. Because people will know you've killed Mythic Farak if you're a hunter with this pet. And maybe they'll hate you a little less for playing hunter. You'll be able to tame a pet that looks just like this if you get this drop off of Mythic Farak. You can also get the Feather of the Blazing Somme now, which will allow you as a druid, if you are a druid, to change into this form, turning this into your flight form. And of course, we all know this big boy, this baby right here, the only non-dragon dragon riding mount to drop in Dragonflight. Yes, you'll be able to get it if you in fact kill the Mythic Farak. So just remember, these rules, these drops all apply. So again, if you're telling that hot date that you in fact killed her, which you probably didn't, you're gonna need to tell.
Okay. Yeah. Oh my God, why the fuck did it become huge like that?
Yeah, exactly. You'll probably say that on that date too. Going on, Blizzard confirms that the bad luck protection on Fyrakk is in fact working. It hasn't worked for me yet. Killed him a couple times now, have not gotten the legendary. But just to reassure all the plebs out there that this is in fact working correctly, Blizzard has updated the tooltips. So if you guys remember yesterday when I looted this, or 2 days ago when I looted it,
waste to this realm.
Dan with the sub on YouTube. Thank you so much. When I looted this, I wasn't even sure what it was. This bad luck protection, I was like, what is this? Is this the legendary or is this something else? So to solve that problem, and the way all of our degenerate brains work, Blizzard has updated the tooltip to now say, and rather than say, embrace the Ember, attuning yourself to the Dream Renderer's Anthem, it now says, embrace the Ember, permanently increasing your chances to acquire Fyrakk, the Dream Renderer. So now it's more cut and dry, straightforward. Yes, and every time you get one of these, it should up your chances to get the legendary. I've got 3 of them now, and it hasn't dropped for me yet. Shit luck, what could I say? Again, we talked about this the other day, but there has been a fix, a buff, in fact, to the legendary. I was recently talking about how the legendary only gives you like a 5 to 6% buff on your DPS, which was kind of disappointing to me. But Blizzard recently updated it, so haste and critical strike apply to it. And that was a big problem before because it has these dot abilities and this pop-off charge ability that it can use, but haste and crit weren't applying to them. Now they do. So now your dots will apply at a quicker rate, the faster you have, the more haste you have, and there's a chance that they could crit, which should increase the damage output by this legendary by quite a bit, which is good because I think a legendary should in fact be legendary. This thing should completely change how you play the game once you get it, and I'm happy to see that they are in fact adding buffs. Again, this confirms that Blizzard does in fact watch my YouTube content. There you go. We talked about these two, the 5 missing weapons. Evidently, there were 5 missing weapons on the trading post. If any of these get your blood flowing to all the right places, then you're probably going to want to go out and get them. I was excited about this, especially as a Death Knight, and then I realized it was a freaking one-hander. I thought this was a 2-handed weapon. Of course, I don't read, so I wouldn't have been disappointed had I just read the text, but it's a one-hander. Damn it, man. I thought it was a 2. But anyways, these weapons have been added. It's already been updated. I checked in the game yesterday, and they are, in fact, now part of the trading post. 10.2 crafted gear. It's important. Crafting is important. Yeah, the mats you have to grind to get it. I know. Speaking of mats, Tidewell, if you're talking about the legendary, what about the mats for these? Yeah, so crafting is important. It's something I constantly avoid like the plague. I don't want to do crafting. I don't want to be involved in any of this shit. And yet everybody in chat every day tells me, Sam, you got to craft. Sam, you got to get your best in slots. Sam, quit being a bitch. Well, here it is. So this article right here will tell you how you can get the Spark of Dreams, which you need, and 2 splinters of the Spark of Dreams to be able to craft, or start your crafting journey, as this says, and basically get to crafting. This article is cool because it lists all of the best crafting gear for your class and spec. I will link this in the chat. I will also link this in the YouTube video down below for anybody who needs it. I got to get started on this shit, man. I've really been lacking. So it looks like for me it's it's a cape, some bracers, and a ring. Oh, okay. All right, nice. Yeah, make sure you get these. Again, it's crafting gear, and you can pump the item level up really high on these. I forget exactly how high these go. Anybody in chat want to remind me? But you can, in fact, get a really high item level out of crafting these days. So get in, get good, and get her done. Last but not least, additional Mythic Plus fixes have been going out all week this week. If you've been doing any of these, they recently got hotfixed. So the Shield Bash at Alfred Azar Lord no longer interrupts racking pain while under the effect of Control of the Undead. Bone Breaking and Black Rook Hold cannot apply to pets anymore. It's always funny when an effect applies to pets. 486 for crafted Gs. That's high. Darkheart Thicket, Vile Burst Radius is now 6 yards. It was 8. And Everbloom, Verdant Eruption cannot be cast on pets anymore. Damn hunters, always making everything harder with their pets.